of the gravity of the war or the intrigue of politics at the time. I did know, however, because it was a major news in China in 1944, that General Albert Wedemeyer was appointed by President Truman as commander of U.S. forces in the China theater to succeed General Joseph Stilwell. I knew of another thing. One of the reasons why my father was asked to serve as the liaison officer was because General Wedemeyer and he were classmates at the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. The general wanted my father to have a true read of the Chinese military capability against the Japanese, and that's why he was on board. Incidentally, the network of the Leavenworth connection had later assisted my father well in his working association with the U.S. command in Japan. General Matthew Ridgway, General McClark, General Matthew Taylor, all classmates at Leavenworth, were involved in Japan when my father served as the representative of the Republic of China in the same period as part of the Allied occupation forces. The close relationship my father had with the U.S. military must be apparent to you now. My family and I are therefore extremely grateful to the Admiral Limits Foundation and the National Museum of Pacific War to bestow on my father this great honor to be remembered in this way in the George H.W. Bush Gallery. President Bush and my father knew of each other in the United Nations, where they represented their countries. They met up in Hong Kong when the president was then the U.S. representative to China. My father was a man of principle, strict and yet forgiving. He was a humble man and yet represented his country well, and he loved his country and served it loyally. He was close to his fellow comrades. Even after retirement, they respected him. He received 6 medals in his career, including 1 from the United States and 1 for his bravery in leading a close-range battle against the Japanese in 1938, regaining a very important railroad junction in Hunan province, thereby freeing troop movements of the Chinese army. He lived a simple life after retirement in 1962, seldom appeared in public functions. Every Sunday, the family would gather for tennis and dinner. He loved tennis and played until he was 90. We would make sure to hit the ball softly and too near him. He knew we were easy with him and would bark, "I don't like standing tennis." He found growing vegetables in his garden relaxing and would frequently send some of his fried tomatoes and bok choy to his friends with a note that says, "Produce on prime Hong Kong real estate." He died at the age of 92 in 1998. Today is a very special day for my family. We appreciate the occasion and all of you being here, especially Mr. President and Mrs. Bush. We know my father is looking down from above with great gratitude and humility. Thank you very much.